sleek, silent, and deadly. A blade so terrifying that it was banned in New Orleans, yet carried by noble officers with pride. This is the stiletto, a knife with a legacy of war, crime, and intrigue. But how did this slim weapon go from the streets of Renaissance Italy to becoming a global icon of precision and fear? Let's explore the incredible history of the stiletto, the weapon too deadly to be legal. You've got 5 seconds to like and subscribe, or I'll use my stiletto. The story of the stiletto begins in 15th century Italy, a time when the Renaissance was unfolding, bringing about remarkable cultural and technological advancements. But this period was also marked by blood feuds and political intrigue, where vengeance was often the highest form of justice. It was here, amidst the turmoil of power struggles, that the stiletto found its place. While the Renaissance is best remembered for its art and science, it also gave birth to weapons that reflected the period's complexity. Among these was the stiletto, a weapon unlike any before it. The stiletto wasn't designed for open combat, but for quiet, deadly efficiency. Its blade was long, narrow, and pointed, perfect for stabbing in close-quarter encounters, making it the ultimate weapon for assassination. The origins of the name come from the Italian word stilo, meaning style or point. Unlike large, cumbersome swords, the stiletto was small, lightweight, and easy to conceal. For assassins, it was the perfect tool, and it quickly became associated with covert killings, typically carried out under the cover of night or during quiet confrontations. As the stiletto spread throughout Europe, its reputation grew. By the 17th century, the blade was not only a tool of assassination, but also a symbol of the criminal underworld.
I want you to watch this because I don't want to have to do it again. I'll make myself about 6 or 7 inches shorter, okay?
It's about right, maybe a little more.
Okay, a little more.
The stiletto became known for its role in cloak and dagger operations, secretive, deadly missions executed under the veil of darkness. In the streets of Italy, the stiletto was often used by those in the shadows, thieves, gangsters, and hired killers. Its small size allowed it to be easily hidden inside clothing, and it could be pulled out quickly in moments of danger. The blade became a symbol of silent violence, the ultimate tool for anyone involved in illegal or covert activities. The stiletto's notoriety crossed borders, gaining popularity in Spain, France, and even England, where it was used by sailors, merchants, and nobility alike. The small, concealable blade had a dual purpose, both a weapon of self-defense and a tool for less than noble deeds. By the 19th century, as Italian, Spanish, and French immigrants poured into New Orleans, the city's seedy underbelly became notorious for its stiletto violence. In fact, the blade was so feared that in 1879 the city passed a law banning the knife altogether, declaring it a tool of murder. Despite its reputation as a weapon of criminals, the stiletto found a surprising role in military history. During the 17th and 18th centuries, a version of the stiletto known as the gunner's stiletto was issued to artillery crews. These knives had blades that were specially designed for measuring gunpowder and cleaning the touch holes of cannons. But even in this utilitarian role, the stiletto retained its deadly nature. The slim, sharp blade was perfect for a quick, lethal strike in close combat. Fast forward to World War I and World War II, and the stiletto's design evolved further. In the trenches of World War I, soldiers needed compact, easily concealable weapons for close-quarters fighting. The stiletto-inspired trench knives became a staple for soldiers who often fought in confined, brutal environments. The Fairbairn Sykes dagger, a knife used by British commandos in World War II, was influenced heavily by the stiletto's precise, needle-like blade, perfect for silent, stealthy kills. The stiletto's military use highlights how versatile the weapon was, evolving from a tool of assassination to a trusted combat blade used by soldiers on the front lines. What exactly makes the stiletto so deadly? It all comes down to its design. The blade. The most important feature of the stiletto is its blade. With a triangular or square cross-section, it was designed for maximum penetration and minimal resistance. Unlike traditional knives, which often have edges designed for slicing, the stiletto's blade is crafted purely for thrusting. The handle. The stiletto's handle was made to be small and ergonomic, allowing for an easy grip while keeping the weapon concealed. It was a weapon designed to be held in the palm of the hand, allowing it to be drawn swiftly from the sleeve, belt, or boot. The guard. The stiletto typically had a small, simple guard, just enough to provide control over the weapon while maintaining its sleek, minimalistic design. This was not a knife meant for parrying blows, but for delivering one precise thrust. Together, these features made the stiletto a terrifying weapon. Imagine walking alone in an alley, only to be ambushed by a blade so small and precise that you never saw it coming. That's the power of the stiletto. By the 19th century, the stiletto had gained a fearsome reputation. In Italy, it became synonymous with revenge and betrayal. In America, it was seen as the weapon of choice for gangsters and criminals in cities like New Orleans, Chicago, and New York. Yet, not all stiletto carriers were criminals. Officers in naval fleets, especially in the 18th and 19th centuries, carried ceremonial knives and often dirks that were heavily influenced by the stiletto's design. These blades were symbols of both military might and elegance. Thus, while the stiletto was often associated with bloodshed, it also held an air of sophistication, a dual nature that made it all the more intriguing. By the 20th century, the stiletto had transcended its historical associations, becoming a pop culture icon.
Isn't that just like a wop? Brings a knife to a gunfight. Get out of here, you dago bastard! Go on, get your ass out of here!
In films such as The Godfather, Scarface, and The Untouchables, the stiletto represented not only danger, but also a certain kind of efficiency and cold-blooded calculation. The blade was always associated with silence, precision, and deadly intent. But it wasn't just the criminal world that embraced the stiletto, it also influenced fashion. Today, the word stiletto is as often used to describe high-heeled shoes as it is to describe knives. This shift reflects how the blade's reputation has evolved over time, from a symbol of violence to one of sleek, dangerous elegance. In the 21st century, the stiletto remains a symbol of both fear and fascination. Modern switchblades and folding knives often borrow elements from the original stiletto, keeping the design alive. However, due to its violent history, many countries have strict laws governing the carrying of such knives. The stiletto's association with crime continues to fuel its controversial status. Despite this, the stiletto's legacy as a well-crafted, effective weapon remains undeniable. Its influence on both modern military tools and cultural symbols shows that, even as a banned object in many places, the stiletto's design continues to stand the test of time. For over 500 years, the stiletto has carved its place in history, from the shadowy alleys of Renaissance Italy to the trenches of world wars. It's a weapon of precision, power, and fear. And while laws may try to ban it, the stiletto's legacy as one of the most iconic weapons of all time will never be forgotten.